I do agree that there's truth in all the situations we're talking about.
Yeah.
I just happen to believe that when you have a woman sprung over a guy,
Yeah.
she would have had enough wherewithal to prevent that situation from happening if she had a crystal ball. She didn't. She entered into this friends with benefits relationship, the situationship, because she thought it was safe enough, because at that moment she didn't like him that much. I believe women that like a man that much in the beginning wouldn't do that. They wouldn't put themselves in that situation.
What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of It's Giving. I am your host, Sarah Fontenot, and if you have not yet, please hit that button below so you can get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Now, today, y'all are in for a treat, okay? This man is viral. He is always trending. He is all around the nation with thousands of people answering, asking, turning up, all the things, creating entertainment and knowledge as well. We've got Ace Metaphor in the building. What's up?
Yo intro, did you practice it in the mirror? Because
No.
you do that. That's an intro that you do every single time, right? You have to get it down to a science, I imagine.
Nah. Well, the intro part, yes.
Yes,
But not
yeah.
the you part.
Oh,
You
nah.
are what made that special.
I
You
don't
see
know.
what I did there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask you,
Mhm.
if this season of your life were called It's Giving blank and you had to fill in the blank, what would it be called? And you have to say it's giving.
It's giving purge.
Ooh.
It's giving purge.
What's that mean? Break that down.
It's giving like get some of these people out your life, man.
Oh.
Like get some of these people out your life. It's time. Like it's time for certain people to exit.
Yeah.
To make room for people to come in.
Yeah.
And oftentimes your new blessings can't come in because you refuse to let go of people. I always say like life is like a revolving door.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes like in our process of trying to keep people around longer than they should be, what we end up doing is delaying our own growth as a person. So this chapter is purge, and it's a painful process. You know what I'm saying? It's a painful process. You got people that you really care about, or you got people that maybe you've helped along the way, or people that's been helped for you. But after so long, you like, okay, in order to go forward, I gotta stop looking behind. And so like I've moved here to Atlanta, or I don't know if you want people to know. I've moved to Atlanta.
Yes,
You
can say
okay,
here. That's
okay. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Thank you.
But
Thank you for having my
look,
back.
but look, yeah, I moved to Atlanta, and so like somebody was just asking me off camera, you know, what's the difference between here and Ohio? It's the same thing for me, because I ain't did nothing but stayed in my little solitude, like thinking of a master plan. Got nothing but it's right inside my head. like you just thinking of the master plan, and it's like and in order to do that, I had to get rid of not just purging people, but purging energy and thought processes.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I've now entered my like my villain era. You know how every villain has like a origin story?
Yes.
But it's not in the way of being a villain in a sense of being malicious, but I don't mind being someone's villain now, meaning that I don't mind telling people no.
Right.
And oftentimes we struggle with this hero complex that we want to keep telling people yes, 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 yes. And then by the time you say no, it's a problem.
Right.
It's a problem.
That's
so
a fact.
I'm embracing just knowing like that's my, like if I was Batman and I had a tool belt, no, it's in the first pocket right now.
I got this on deck.
Right.
You can get a no. You can get a no. Everybody.
But you can stop me. I get long-winded. You know, I talk for a living.
No.
Okay, cool.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
Cool.
No, but I'm with it. And how did you get into the shift? Because I know for me, sometimes releasing people, energies, mindsets, anything, change is uncomfortable. How did you get to a space where you even got to like, I have to change? Like, what had to happen in your mind first?
Well, sometimes you ain't got a choice. Listen, sometimes you don't got a choice but to change. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not always on your timing. I mean, if I could go back, it's almost like when somebody breaks up with you, like, shit, I should have did it the day before. You know what I'm saying? Like I should, because I was about to, but then you did it. Sometimes it's just circumstances. Like it's circumstances for real. But I've had more time to accept it. So the challenge was accepting it, because you can fight it. You can fight the purge of ideas and thoughts because it's easier to be comfortable. You know, I'm familiar with this, and then there is this hesitancy of change. Everybody just nobody like change.
It's natural.
So I've had more time, because think about it. There's people right now, somebody in a toxic ass relationship, right? And you know you don't need to be there, but every time that guy or that girl try to leave, what you do? Convince them to stay over and over again. So the process in your mind is say, okay, this time I'm not going to convince someone to stay. This time I'm not going to bend. This time I'm not going to cave. This time I'm not going to compromise. And that's a shift. So it's not always you're choosing to leave people. You're just choosing to allow them to leave. And then when they're deciding to leave, it's oftentimes not convenient. That time you do wanted to walk out of your life, it might have not have been the convenient part because you ain't got enough money in your bank account to get your own apartment.
Ooh.
So like sometimes it ain't gonna be at the perfect time, the perfect situation, but you know what I mean? The one thing is, if you don't take a time out, you know, God and Allah or whoever you believe in gonna sit you down.
That's a fact.
So I'm not going to even sit here and lie and act like, oh yeah, I got this. I got my mind ready for this. No, I didn't. I've been getting my ass whooped with the purging of people. And with that being said, you know what I mean? I just think that centering with yourself, becoming one with your own thought processes, being one with your ability to believe in not just the overall vision, but not to lose sight of how far you already came. Example, people been watching. Some of the people know about it, but this is a story. Sports analogy. It's gonna take 15 seconds. Okay,
go ahead.
Hope y'all don't want to, you know,
No,
I don't want to get, I don't want to lose no people. But so I was sitting I think I was at home. I was at home watching the Mavs play. The Mavs got Kyrie Irving, baller.
Is that basketball or football?
Just
track with you. I'm here.
Okay. Kyrie Irving is a basketball player.
Oh, okay.
And he got handles, which means he can dribble real good.
Okay.
Y'all might know him as Uncle Drew. He had a movie, or the guy that used to play with LeBron James in Cleveland, Kyrie Irving. But anyway, he was hooping and he was going for a layup and fell to the ground. Held his knee and he was going like this.
Ooh.
And you can tell it was bad. He couldn't even get himself up. And his teammates had to like help him to the bench.
Dang.
But because he got fouled, he had the option to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Now that's the first choice. First choice, you can be, man, my career might be over. My season is done. I don't have to, these 2 points don't matter. And how many times when we are down on our luck that we just say these 2 points don't matter. And we just go to the locker room. Everybody would understand. Everybody understand if you just like didn't hit those, you know what I mean? Everybody understand.
Period. But
not only did he say, nah, I'm gonna shoot these 2 free throws because I still got 1 good leg. Right? So that's another choice we got to make. Right? Whenever we are facing calamity, trauma, tribulation, or whatever, it's like, what do we still have? And can I lean on that more? So he went to that foul line. He leaned on that leg. He took his dribbles. And before he shot, he was like, thank you, God. And I ain't gonna lie, I cried, yo. But see, listen, it ain't even me being soft, right? It ain't even because I'm going through shit. I would have done that regardless because it was just that mindset of, yo, look at what this game and this life have given me. Like, I know I probably he ended up tearing his ACL.
Dang.
But I'm in my 12th year of NBA. This game has given me financial freedom. I've traveled the world. I've educated myself. I'm in an arena full of these fans that care about me. And the last thing I'm going to do in this moment is take the attention off of the blessings that I've already received in my life. And so I say that story to say this.
Wait, did he make the shots?
Yeah, he made the shots.
Okay. I was like, if he did all that and missed, I would really be upset.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'll be thinking. I'll be like, when I go through things now, I try not to allow that current irritant to distract me from the overall blessed life that I do have.
Come on.
Because it's so easy to focus on that calamity and to forget, especially for a lot of us. If you're watching, you know, maybe you can relate, maybe you can't. But for a lot of us, it's like, yo, I'm living my dream still. I can still do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Atlanta doing nothing.
Right.
And I still got my house in Ohio. Like,
yeah.
God has blessed me so much to where I don't want to let a bad season distract me from that. So I've been, if you're saying it's giving, thank you, God. It's giving, thank you, God, because there's so many opportunities for us to forsake the blessings that we do have. And so anytime that you can not allow whatever you're currently going through to distract you from that, you got to give yourself kudos.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because not only is it you not blocking your own blessing, but it's also you battling the demons that come with those that want to comment, or those that think they know, or those that can, you know, relate, or to either. And I don't know all the stuff, to be honest. You know, but I do know what it is like to purge people. I don't know everything that's happening in, you know, whatever situation you're referring to. But I do know that being a public figure and being an influencer and being someone that has a large following, sometimes that following can almost turn on you.
My bad, I'll try not to cuss on your podcast.
Yo, it's okay.
Them gonna be all right. Let me tell you why I say that.
Yeah.
And I've done this internet thing for so long. Man, they can be mad at you one minute, love you the next minute. And I've somebody always asks me, like, why do I tour so much? Like, I always went tour to tour to tour to tour to tour. Because when people with you, let them with you. Because they will. But it's not necessarily, it's not that I don't consider the opinions of my fans. But it don't be the fans, though. You know, like it'd be that one comment of the people that don't really mess with you like that, and they got something negative to say. And it's so much easier to believe lies than it is to slowly watch what the truth is.
Facts. Like
on the internet, man, I like, I'm gonna tell you this. And again, it's not just this situation. Like, it's multiple. It's like I'll sit here and I'll say this. There are things that I've learned about myself through the internet. And I'm like, how did he know more than I know about myself?
That's a fact.
Like,
that's a fact.
I'm like, hold on, time out. What? I like what?
Yeah.
I do what? But it's because, and this is bigger than just the internet, this is just people in general. It's because sometimes there are a segment of people that already wanted to believe something about you. It's a segment of people that already wanted to believe this.
Yeah.
So when something kind of stroked that for them, it's like, oh,
you literally, I swear to you, and I'm only looking at my phone because I take notes in church, right? And literally, church service, I bolded and highlighted it, was, oh, please, Lord, don't say that I just can't see it because it's not close. It's essentially what you were saying. Like, you can't convince somebody when they are committed to misunderstanding you.
Yeah.
You just can't. And I mean, you can try, but it's a waste of your time, your energy, and your effort, you know? So I love that you're in a space where it's like, y'all do you, I'm gonna do me.
Well, also though, what people care most about, and I'm gonna be clear to the cameras here. I do think that it matters. Certain truths matter, right? Okay, boom. But what people most care about, and what I've learned from what I'm doing, is the value that you can provide them. And one of the things, my biggest reply to anything, and this has always been in my life, it's not just a specific situation, the reply to is to be more focused as to why your supporters with you. And it's because you help them feel better. It's because you give them a kind word. It's because you uplift them, or it's because you make them laugh, or because you entertain them. And so whenever I've always been in doubt about my position in life, because let me tell you something. I'm 30. I'm about to be 36. And I'm pretty sure your watchers can relate to this. there's always been moments in my life where I've questioned my worthiness about something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you get that why me? Like not in a negative way, but like when all the things are happening with you, like the right way, you question whether you were worthy to receive this, that, and other. But then you'll go to your true supporters or the people that really mess with you, and you'll see the DMs and the comments of like, yo, thank you. You'll see that. And then you'll go on stage and then you'll make a whole crowd of people laugh. And like for that 5 seconds, they forgot about whatever problem they got at work,
The trauma.
whatever. And so it's like, if I know my presence in people's life and how I bring them value is an escape from the drama, I don't want to lean into it. I don't want to bring them to it. You know what I'm saying? So like my idea about this new chapter in my life is continuing, like certain parts is continuing the part of what makes me, what got me here was my ability to sow into people. And so I want to double down on that.
I love that. And you know, I for those of you that don't know at home, Ace is the founder and creator of Tonight's Conversations, and you are doing some shifting and some moving around with who you tour with and who you do shows with. And there are some people that are saying that, you know, it might be really incredible, and other people that are saying, we don't know what's going to happen with Tonight's Conversations. What do you think is going to happen now moving forward and just shifting things around as you do in any workplace? Like, what does that look like? What do you think is going to happen for the future of Tonight's Conversations?
Same thing.
Keep it moving.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. It's not even keep it moving, right? Because there are people in any we have a show. That's just what we have. We have a show. It's an entertaining show. It's a streaming. If you guys want to download it, you can download it. It's Tonight's Conversation. And so in any of that, right, it's just like any other business. And I don't want to even, let me say this. You know, there's a delicate part because I understand why people don't see it as a business. I understand it because
I don't. What do you mean?
What I mean is you don't. You don't, or you have a different level of knowledge when it comes to pod or business or whatever. But if you are a person and you are just watching clips online, it seems as if 8 people got in the room and just decide, oh, we don't start a pod, and it's no business behind it, right? Like this is big business. Big business. It's big business.
You got 4,000 people at one event, every event throughout the whole weekend.
And fourth in New York, we'll have 9,000. It's
great.
Big. It's big business.
There are artists that don't have 9,000 people.
That's what I'm saying. So like, and then we have an app with so many different subscribers, and then we have employees, and then we have contractors. Then it's big business. So for me, I'm like, oh, this is part of business. Certain people, you know what I'm saying, either they're not invited back or this opportunity they've outgrown, they're moving to something different. This is not anything abnormal in the type of business that I do. If you look at it as regular show business, you look at it as a tour changes up. Because here's the thing, without talking about particular people, we're going to talk about just the idea of a tour.
Yeah.
For example, if it is this tour that's featuring an all-star lineup of comics, and let's say they tour every single year, would you keep coming back if that lineup never changed?
No.
Right. So there's a thought process of sometimes you have to infuse new voices, right? Or sometimes the second opening act, let's say he get an opportunity or she get an opportunity outside of this to where whatever you was paying, it's not worth it for them. They need main attention money. It's just the business of it. So like when you ask me what's going forward, it's just continuing the business. And that's it. I mean, I've had, Sarah, because you've been a part of a couple shoots. When I tell you I've had over 100 or so people featured, and we're not even talking about just featured on like one interview. We're talking about people that have shot multiple, because you know how we shoot, multiple episodes with us, some 6, 8, 9. And it's just not everybody comes back every single time. So for me, it's more about now giving grace to fans and supporters to grieve the idea of
who was their favorite. Yeah.
But then also from the business side of it, I got to let you do that. But you understand I have 100 unreleased episodes of this person.
And also, you didn't even ask me to come back. And I did numbers.
But okay, no.
I think we did like 7 million on the one clip I didn't even get tagged in, for the record. But he did pin my comment.
First of all, I tried to tag you.
You did.
I did hit you up.
I used to have it. You did. And thank you for doing that. I used to have it where you can't tag me if you don't follow me or if I don't follow you.
Yeah.
Because my stuff just be having random weird tag stuff. And so I took that off. And now you tagged me, I think, in the second one. Yeah. No, you didn't post no second one. It was only that one. But you pinned my comment, which had my name. I probably would have got like 20,000 followers, but I got like 200.
But here's the thing. There's always that's so for somebody that's a creative.
Yeah.
So like not only do I do the business side of it, obviously, but then like the creative side.
And the entertainment side.
It's you need new voices.
Yes.
You need new perspectives.
Yes.
And that's just how it's part of the game. And then here's the thing. Listen, if this wasn't mine, if tonight's conversation wasn't mine, I don't know, I'm trying not to cuss on your podcast, but y'all can bleep it out. Man, tour. Like if it wasn't mine, if you do 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, I'm talking spring, fall. I'm talking 30 cities, 12. After so long, it's a burnout. You get sick of this person. This person gets sick of you. It's just it's a natural thing. And so sometimes you even need to let people get a little rest. So obviously, I try to be considerate of the people that are mourning their favorites or thinking they're losing their favorites. Like I said, we just got done shooting 90 episodes.
Damn.
Yeah, y'all gonna see y'all favorites for a very long time.
Yeah.
However, I do want to say that it's just the business of it. With me, it was never anything personal with anybody. Yeah. It was just the business of it. That's it. That's it. And so we're going to continue the business. And I will say this, I'm so excited about, we talked about it maybe off before we started. I'm so excited about being able to find different voices and different talent and cultivate it. Because here's the thing, I always say like, it's like SNL. Like you come put in your work, because you know if you put in work, you're going to get visibility on a page. And then whatever else you want to do outside of this or springboard you to something different. And that's what I want tonight's conversation to be. Is like you come, put in your work, do your 2 or 2. If you blow up on a page, then now, hey, listen, I got case studies. Somebody come in with 12,000 followers. They lead tonight's conversation with 500,000.
Yeah.
And then you can go ahead and once you got that awareness, once you got that social proof, now you can springboard it to whatever else you want to do.
Yeah, TV, video, film, radio, all the different things. I agree. And again, I also think, and I'm not even talking about your situation, I just think about mine. Like most recently, I was doing a really big project with a really incredible person. They're still really incredible, but we're now going in our own separate ways.
Yeah.
And nowhere am I like, oh, I'm going to take this personal. I just, for me, I would rather just harness the energy that I have and put it into what's next than focusing on what was, because nothing good comes from like reanalyzing the past for me. And I'm not telling anybody how to do anything. I'm talking about my life, like what I'm currently going through. Got some crazy news 3 days ago, and it's literally like, well, there's that. What's next? And you got to figure it out. So,
but can I say this? And because I'm gonna give. It's hard for me to say this because I always give grace to people, even if I have my personal feelings about how somebody's handling this or this and another. But like when you work with somebody so long, sometimes it does, as much as you want to just say it's business, sometimes shit do to a person feels like a breakup.
Yeah.
And so I can give grace to people that like, man, I can understand. Now, do I still think that there's some decorum? Yeah. Yes. Some professionalism needed. Yeah. Yes. But you can understand how some people can feel a certain type of way. And then what you do is you say to yourself, to your point, how am I going to respond? And my response have been, I have 50 people that support their lives off of what I do.
Yep.
And I can't let me taking a break during the spring turn into a summer and fall. Sarah, as I sit here, I'm straight. I could listen for a very long time. I can just chill. You know what I mean? Because I'm the first. I would tell everybody that's listening, touring, that's a sucky way to make your money. If you're just relying on door money, I mean, unless you Kevin Hart or something, but when you say like 4,000 people, 5,000 people, it sounds like a lot when you say it, right? Because it's like 4,000 people. But how much did it cost in marketing to get 4,000 people? How much more money did you have to spend on a venue to house 4,000 people? And you have to understand these venues, the ratio doesn't increase steadily with attendees. It ain't like proportionally speaking, you're paying the same ratio for 1,000 people that you do for 4,000 or 5,000. It exponentially goes up.
Oh, wow.
And so when you're thinking about all this stuff, like the reason why I said I'm decent is because outside of just touring, you put acorns different places, you do certain things. But I also think about, there's crew that this was their full-time job. This is how they pay their bills. This is people to help usher people to seats. These are people that scan people in. You come to a show before. These are my MC, my DJ, the other talent. You got video people. And so in this season of my life, that's why when I said I haven't left my house in 5 weeks, is because this shit got to get back on track because people's livelihoods depend on it. And it's like, they grown people, everybody, they got to fend for themselves. But then, as an entrepreneur and as a boss, you kind of just feel that pressure of, and so I've redirected all the energy into, and it's just a lesson for people. Hit your free throws. You get what I'm saying? Life gonna foul you, period. You gonna get knocked down. For people to think that you ain't gonna get knocked down, you ain't gonna get roughed up, it's gonna happen. And it's like, are you gonna be so upset about getting knocked down that you get yourself psyched out and you miss your free throws? So right now I'm in that space of like, yeah, energy can be directed here, but I need to hit these free throws, because if I miss those, then other people don't eat. Ooh. And and like I said, like, we not even talking about, like, when you like too big to fail. I'm not that. Like, we at this little sweet pocket, right? Like where, it's still completely independent, self-funded, self-promoted. It's me and a small team. And it's like, at this point, how do I give all of my energy into writing this ship so that other people can keep paying for their houses? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing.
Heavy.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. And that's another thing that I think of too, that just came up for me, is if I do cause a ruckus and then people start banning XYZ, I'm also messing up the money for the people that work with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that could be a scary thing. And again, look, I stay out of the drama. Somebody asked me a question today. I think it was Anissa. She said, "What do you think about XY?" I don't even know what she said, but essentially I was like, I don't care. And not that I don't care about people, but I don't care to get involved in the drama of he said, she said. I've just never been that way. But I do feel like the truth is the truth for everybody. People have their truth, and then there's your truth, and then there's the truth. And to be honest, I got way too much going on to put myself into the space of trying to figure out what's what. I don't have time.
That part.
And for people that do have time, I'm like, I love that for y'all, but that just couldn't be me.
But can I also give this alternative point?
Absolutely.
The alternative point is, again, this is not self-serving, but those are the same people, though, that have time, that some of those people are the reason I'm in this blessed position, right? Like, if you are a person that you own your internet, right? You own your socials. You are a person that, a lot of our questions online, messy debate questions and this, that, and other, like, these are people that still, you know what I'm saying? Like, so how do I put this? So like on one side, I can't be a person to be like, oh shit, man, y'all messy for believing this mess and blah, blah, blah. But then on the same token, a part of our arm of tonight's conversation, or arm of what I do on social, is part of being in that space where, although I'm not like a messy person myself, but it's still debates and this and you know what I'm saying? Like, so like I got a card game called Relationship Debates, and it's like the theme of it is like 99 messy topics. And so like on one side it's like, yeah, it don't feel good when you on the wrong side of people being messy.
Yeah.
But then I can't necessarily complain about that much if when I'm on the right side of it, I don't complain about it.
Right.
So
it's up.
If I'm gonna tell you this, if I never got on the internet and I stayed working as a nurse, I would have had a relatively happy life, and I wouldn't have had to deal with what the internet thinks. Period. Period.
But you wouldn't have the lifestyle that
exactly. You have. So yeah, it in the moment it doesn't necessarily feel good, but I can't go to these people and be like, y'all, and point the fingers when that person may have sent me $12 a month 1 month on my app, or that person might got my card game and they counter. You know what I'm saying? Or they may have came to a show. So you got to take the good with the bad. Like, I'm gonna tell you this, like, I'm all right. But I'm not. Listen, I want everybody to understand, because I done seen some really all right people today, right? Like they good. Like, I wish I had like what you think money. I don't have that. I still have to care what you think. But I'll say this, and I'll say this passionately, like, and then I know you got some, we can change. I know you like to talk about relationships too, but I'll say this passionately. I never understood until it happened to me what this next saying was, where it talks about more money, more problems.
Yeah, buddy.
So when I go back to I would have been happy as a nurse, it means there would have never been a reason for me to have certain problems that I'm having now.
Right.
It doesn't benefit anyone.
Right.
When you're working a regular job, living a normal life, to bother you with certain problems, because it doesn't benefit. Now, again, you have other problems, right? Like, I don't want to worry about how to pay for my electricity bill.
Facts.
That's stressful. And I'm not minimizing those issues. I'm simply pointing out, though,
it's like choose your hard.
There's and so when you finally get in a position of what society deems as success, there are things that come with it. People think that you keep the same level of problems that you can easily solve because now you have money. No, you create different ones that money can't solve.
Facts. And that's so much harder.
Yeah, it is. It's like
so much harder.
And so it's tough talking about it, because most people
can't relate.
Yeah, and they be like, shit, sign me up for those problems.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, like, and I'm only speaking candidly about this because we're on the other side of it. But like, yeah, walking around and like, I'm so used to being viral in a good way that like being viral in a not so great way, like I never thought in my head, like, damn, what if somebody's like, what if I got, like, I never sat and thought like, what if it's like viral in a bad way? I never thought that. And then it's again a byproduct of the success you had. And so that's why I'm saying, like, it goes hand in hand. And so I guess the lesson in this story, I've tried to end with lessons. The lesson in this story is sometimes you get what you pray for, and it just come with shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just do. So it's not like I regret it. It's not like I feel like, it just, there's terms and conditions, and there's fine print to it. And yeah, so.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have seen little pieces. I've seen little pieces of like what you've been saying. And
Mm-hmm.
I think too, it's almost scary when people weaponize your story too.
Well, yeah, well, but when you're a public figure,
It is what it is.
well, certain things may cross the line. I'm not gonna sit here and act like certain things don't cross the line. Or certain things are not, just flat out lies. But what I'm saying is, you still have to be in character, like in my character. I don't mean like character as a role, but like I have to still be in character because,
like in integrity.
yeah, I still have to be. So with that being said, there are things that I have to consider when I'm responding. There are things that I have to consider on how and what the proper route to handle X, Y, and Z is. There are people that's dependent on me to handle a situation right. And then the one thing I've learned throughout this whole thing, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say shit at all. And so this has helped preparing me, because let me tell you something. This ain't gonna be the first or the last time there is a trial or a tribulation or a speed bump in my vision. Like my vision for this spring was to do another successful tour. And it's a speed bump. Now you got to, but see, here's the thing. You got to be like, okay, I don't got time to, like, to your point, I ain't got time to indulge in the drama. Like, even though I want to,
sometimes it's human,
but because I'm an internet person,
yeah.
like bro, the hardest thing to do was not to get on live every single day and respond to people's videos. But then I learned, I'm like, well, that's the same thing as responding in the comment section, and that never goes well. But now it's just saying, like, pivoting and putting energy into winning. And I'm gonna say this, Sarah, I want to win. I want to win so fucking bad. I hate losing. I don't like losing. I want to win. My win ain't on the internet beefing with people. I ain't never in my life, as a 7-year-old boy, said, I want to, when I grow up, I want to win internet beefs. Never. But you know the wins I thought about? I thought about financial freedom.
Yeah.
I thought about being able to take care of my parents.
Yeah.
I thought about doing what I loved. If you can find clips on me on the internet, 7, 8 years old, winning talent shows, entertaining people. I do that for a living. I want to get back to winning. I care so much about winning that I can't get distracted. And that's how you lose, man. That's how you lose when you know what I'm saying? That's why you lose when you get, you blur what winning look like. If there's problems, pay other people to fight those battles. You get into a point where there's another person whose job is to handle something like this.
Yeah.
It's not my job to do it.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, I'm gonna go back to this winning thing real quick, because I do want to say this. I hate losing. I hate it. I hate losing. I hate feeling stagnant. I hate feeling like there isn't growth. I hate feeling like I haven't become a better person. So much so that every day I wake up thinking about how I'm not going to lose. Now, I know people be like, well, you should be thinking about being a winner. No, I just don't want to be a fucking loser. And so I've been trying to transition in my mindset in the space of my life to get back to what winning actually means and doing something differently than I have before, which is appreciating the wins. We say here, you know how many times I've so casually talked about 9,000 people? Like, yeah, New York, it was 9,000.
That's huge.
Yeah, but when you don't appreciate the wins,
you don't take the time to acknowledge it.
And then now when you're going through things, and then now okay, whereas before it might have been the easiest thing in the world to do, now it's going to take a little thinking. And then what I hope is that I can get back to that same level or maintain that same level, but this time I actually appreciate it. Because now I know how quickly it can be in jeopardy. You get what I'm saying? Like, so yeah. Yeah, that's
So that being said, you've been super busy. You've been, recreating. You've been, shifting and pivoting and all these different things. What does dating look like for you?
Man, my money fucked up, man. I'm not. No, I'm just playing. Hey, listen. Look. Let me tell you this. First of all, this is all part of business. It happens, right? But like, I done took a couple L's left and right here lately.
Oh,
I don't know how people be my bad because y'all can blurt it out. I don't know how people be when they money not my money a little funny. Like I'm losing deposits here and then this and that. And I'm still good, but you get what I'm saying. But even just like last thing I'm thinking about right now in this moment is dating. And it's only because, to put it serious, it's only because there are literally more pressing things to handle right now. There's literally more things to handle. Like I can go out with somebody for a couple hours and get my mind off of stuff, but like I'm like, as any business, all right, the first and second quarter gonna be fucked up. Cool. So now the third and fourth quarter got to work.
Right.
So how I'm and then you
reverse engineer it.
Yeah. Now you, and I'm gonna tell you something. One thing about I'm a thinker. So, but I've told myself this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my 16s Monday, Tuesday,
what
Wednesday.
What does 16s mean?
My 8 to 8s.
What's an 8 to 8?
You wake up at 8.
Oh.
Or no, you wake up before 8 a.m. You start working. You don't stop working until 8 p.m. My 16s.
That's a 12-hour day.
Yeah, but I just say 16 because it sounds better.
8 plus 8 is 16.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense too.
Yeah.
Okay, so you work 12 hours a day?
Probably more than that.
16 probably.
Yeah, nah, I'm be honest with you. I don't stop this shit. Normally it'd be probably I go to probably like 10. Whenever I wake up to about 10. And then 10 I'll turn on the TV, relax a little bit. So I'm gonna do that So I do that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday and Saturday I'll do normal work hours. So I just do 8. And then that'll give me time to go chill. Like chill Friday night, Saturday night, and then I'm gonna do something I've never done.
What's that?
Take Sunday off.
Ooh.
Hey, listen, what's interesting though? What's really interesting, and this is what I've learned the last month and a half.
Yeah.
People think I just podcast.
Huh?
That is not my job.
No.
Even at the shows, like if people come to the shows,
yeah,
you think I just host it. No.
You're like the gears behind everything.
I work the whole day. Like
right.
I work the whole day.
Right.
Then I take a break to do the show.
Right.
Then I get back to working.
Yeah.
But I've sort of learned that, get a team together, blah, 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 blah.
You're getting better.
But then I'm like, well, if I got a team, I get the team to handle some other shit.
Yeah.
So then I can keep pressing along. So long story short, when it comes to dating, I'm carving out some space. But honestly, man, if I'm gonna be just quite frank with you, nah, not right now. Nope.
That's definitely fair.
Nah, man.
Definitely fair.
Now we can kick it.
But nothing serious.
Hell nah.
Okay.
Hell
What
nah.
do you say? Like, because I feel like the moment that a man says, I'm not looking for anything serious right now, the woman is like, but I can change him.
That's cool. If you think that.
And it's delusion.
Nah. It's cool. Is it?
It's delusion.
Is it?
Because she's going to get into a situationship and be so happy with this situationship.
I disagree. I disagree.
You did how?
I disagree that it's delusion.
It's delusion.
No, I disagree that it's delusion.
Tell me why.
I think it's only delusional if you're not willing to accept the risk that comes along with that gamble that you take.
I don't think they are.
Now, that's different.
Yeah. I think they're like, oh, I'm going to change him.
Cool. He
really likes me. We really have a great time. Here's the question for you. Do you feel like just because you're having a good time dating a woman that means that's going to be your wife?
No. No, so like no, not at all. Like
So how do those women not fall into the trap? Because oftentimes
what
like
trap?
he likes me, we're sleeping together, we even do it unprotected. He must really love me.
So
Delusion.
let's be clear. I don't think it's delusional because I think most people enter this situation with the acceptance of what it is until feelings get involved.
Which is almost immediately for a woman.
But not all the time. It's when it happens to be that dude. Like this is not something a woman has only done one time, and it's like okay, she's probably had successful situationships. She's probably had successful friends with benefits.
What is a successful
Meaning
situationship?
that guy liked her more than he liked her. And so
she liked him. That guy liked her more than she liked him.
Right. So she was probably in the driver's seat of whether that would have turned into a relationship or not. So I think most women that get into the situations you're talking about are women that have had successful situationships or friends with benefits because that guy liked her more than she liked him. And if she had decided to turn it into a relationship, she would have, but he was missing something. He wasn't all the way the package. And so when she meets this next guy, at that moment she meets him and decides to enter into that relationship, she didn't know that he was that dude. She found out he that dude. He got pressure for real. He about that. And then he putting it on her in multiple different facets. I'm not even just talking about sex, physically, emotionally, mentally. This guy's, and she wouldn't prepare for that. And so it's like, is it delusion? Nah, it's just, you just ran into a motherfucker that was about that life. He put together and you didn't know it. See, here's the thing. I believe most women wouldn't enter into that type of relationship with a man that they've identified as husband material from day 1 or 2 or 3.
They would not?
They would not. Because most women know that they wouldn't be able to take just that from that guy. They would
a situationship.
They wouldn't.
Well, if he's a husband, she wouldn't have to.
Tomato, tomato. No,
those are very different.
Women get caught off guard.
By the husbands that show up?
By the guys that they end up really liking that much.
You know what is crazy? Most women are like attracted to narcissists. Most women are attracted to, it's a fact.
You think so?
Yeah, because women are attracted to certainty naturally. Women are attracted to confidence. Women are attracted to certain things that are very narcissistic traits.
Yeah.
So most times it's like you get into the situationship and try to turn a narcissist into a husband when really you had the husband, but you chose the narcissist.
No. So, okay.
And he told you no. And now you single.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Yes, right? I just hope I'm articulating this correctly. I do agree that there's truth in all the situations we're talking about.
Yeah.
I just happen to believe that when you have a woman sprung over a guy, she would have had enough wherewithal to prevent that situation from happening if she had a crystal ball. She didn't. She entered into this friends with benefits relationship, this situationship, because she thought it was safe enough because at that moment she didn't like him that much. I believe women that like a man that much in the beginning wouldn't do that. They wouldn't put themselves in that situation.
Okay, so now my brain is going to a whole different place. What is the point? What is the payoff for a woman for a situationship? That doesn't even make sense to me. Like this filler, right now what I'm hearing is there are people that get into situations like for just to fill space into why?
Okay. All right, let's put it like this. I agree. I understand your premise, right? It may be unintentional, intentional. So for example, me and you kick it, right? Yeah. We just start talking. We just start talking on the phone more. And it may not be that you like me or I like you. It's just conversations. And then it just the balls start to roll.
Okay.
And by the time these two people end up getting intimate, it's not like, I really like you like that, but shit, it's late. We done had a couple drinks. Listen, for you, yes, I'm saying I don't think most people intentionally get into situationships. It just happens. It happens because you are caught off guard.
I think that's weak.
By somebody. No,
I think it's weak. I think it's weak. I think that is being in a situationship accidentally is crazy. That's wild. You know what else?
It's not. It happens.
Let me tell you why this doesn't benefit. Do you watch Love is Blind?
Yes.
Oh my God. Season 8 just happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
Freaking David. Okay? David could not get over the fact that Lauren had been smashed by a person that they mutually knew a week before she went on to do the show. David could not live that down. When we as women, and most men, to be honest, their ego, they can't handle that. Could you be with a girl that you know has been smashed by somebody that you know? So now what we're actually doing as women is we are dwindling down. Oh yeah. Feel the wrath. Okay. We are dwindling down on the options that we have.
Listen, I respect what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to back it up just 2 seconds.
Come on.
I am simply saying I don't think people at the inception of meeting a person is regulating this to they're deciding in their head that this is going to be a situationship.
What is the point of that? Why? What is that?
That's why most people don't decide it.
It just happens.
You naturally, it be a chemistry, it be some natural shit that be happening where you're not necessarily thinking. And the reason you're not thinking is because this person has turned off your radar from evaluating him as a husband in the moment. Like this person, I'm not evaluating this person as a potential husband. Maybe I'm a little lonely. Maybe I just got over a breakup. Maybe I just need to de-stress. Maybe I just want somebody to go to the movies with. So now you don't even have to really look for his red flags because you're not we just cool. And then what happens, what I'm saying is, and then what happens when you just be chilling with this man, you just be chilling with this guy, is now you find out he that dude. And then now you get caught off guard with your own feelings.
Wait, pause, rewind. You're saying you found out he's that dude, but he was never giving husband. But now, you know what that is? That's proximity. That is familiarity breeds contempt. That is you got so comfortable with this person that now you do all of these things with, because you got so comfortable with this person that now you think he's that dude, but he was never that dude to begin with, or you would have known.
Nah,
Ace. We could agree.
Nah, listen, you speaking for yourself. I just know too many women sprung over dudes. They never thought that they was gonna be sprung over.
Why are they sprung? Because they got comfortable and they let their guard down.
Or he that dude.
How?
I'm telling you,
how?
Some dudes are dudes on paper.
Okay.
Some dudes are dudes.
What does that mean?
It means it's just like you didn't know.
You would have had that energy from the beginning.
No, because sometimes if you're just looking at the paper.
I'm sorry, but going to the movies or going out for dinners or what that's not what makes you that dude.
I don't know.
And people have an energy and an essence way before they even open their mouth.
I don't know.
Nah.
I'm saying
I can't.
You go. Hold on. That dude with the energy and essence before he ever opens his mouth and stuff. You laugh 3 times during that date. You go to the one guy that didn't have the paper shit together. You chuckled 76 times. And then you try to be cute. And then you walk, you in your home, you in your car ride home like, damn, he funny, right? Like, damn, he funny. And then here's the thing. Dude might not buy you flowers.
That's crazy.
He might not buy you flowers, right? But then y'all just randomly kicking it. And he remember a fact about you that the flower guy he just don't never remember shit. Then this dude be like, so you was raised in Canada? Like, what? You Canadian? That's crazy. He be like, how do you know that about me? He say some shit like, I always listen to you. Then y'all eyes contact for a little bit.
No.
And then it's called, hey, listen, where's my camera at? It's called that duditude. That duditude. And what I'm saying is,
I'm not going for it.
You not going for it right now because you ain't ran across that dude yet. But every woman has ran across that dude. That
No.
dude you didn't know was that dude until he was that dude. And then it's giving you couldn't let go. It's giving you was crashing out. It's giving you kept texting his phone. It's giving what you with? It's giving. It's giving. It's giving.
No,
Yep.
I don't
Mhm.
no. I feel like, ladies, listen, y'all need to, if like we know from the jump if you're that dude or not. Because you don't have to be loud to get the attention. You don't have to be flashy to get the attention.
I never said anything about that.
You just have to pay attention. So over time, you start to see, and if this is your friend, don't fool yourself and get into it. If a man tells you, I'm not really looking for anything serious right now, you should say, good, I'm not either, but you could be my friend.
Yeah.
Because first and foremost, he's not used to hearing that. But more than that, it's letting him know I'm not an option for you. And then what's going to happen for men that want to conquer, they're going to come and be like, oh, okay, well, let's go out to a movie. Sure, as my friend. This isn't a date. Sure, we can go to grab some tea. Sure, we could do all of this. Yep. Now he's looking at you different. You just took the power and put it into your court. And this is the thing about those types of men. Most times it's more about the pursuit than you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hey, listen.
Is it not?
All that works.
It does.
For most dudes that you meet. But every woman that met that dude.
Oh my God.
You know when a woman says, I usually don't do this. Hold on. No. Whoa. There's a guy that's not in the usually. Okay? There's a guy that's not in the usually. Every woman.
Go ahead.
And I've said this. Because this is what I be having to remember. When I be scrolling on the gram and I see that girl, that woman, fine too. She got about 600,000 likes. She just, everybody want her. And I say to myself, she getting on some dude's nerves. It's some dude that got her wide open, that she can't leave. That no matter how many people in this comment section trying to validate how awesome she is, that one dude, that's dude. And let me define that dude, right? That dude doesn't even have to be a healthy man. It's that one man. Hold on.
He's usually a narcissist.
Hold on, no. It's that one man that however you configured, he fit. That man just fit.
No, I think that's a trauma bond.
Regardless.
That dude is usually a trauma bond that you fell into. You don't know how to deal with because you didn't address the trauma from your childhood.
So let's add to that dudism. Okay. Now that dude also stands for that dude you can't leave. That dude you can't say no to.
I cannot relate.
That you can't.
I can't.
But it's a lot of people in here that know. They listen when they watch this, they can be like, yeah. Because it's one dude. It's not what you said and all the things you said. I believe that most women can apply that to most men they meet. Into that dude come along. That dude that you break the rules for.
I almost said something so like cocky, and then I was like, nah, chill.
That dude you break the rues for.
Chill, Sarah.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I ain't messing with a woman that don't break rules for me. Nope. Because I can see what that one guy from Love Is Blind and say, hold up, first of all, you was 2 days before you came here.
Right, David.
And we about to get married and we ain't had sex yet.
No, they did have sex.
Did they?
That's what drove me crazy. He was like, yeah, we hooked up. How you gonna sleep with the girl when you know that she's not, you know what I think it was? If I could just be completely transparent, she wasn't his type. And the moment that he saw her, he was upset. And he went back to reality. And he was like, you know what? Because he said it. I'm a vain guy. I work in sales in the cosmetics industry, in the beauty industry.
I ain't like the way he handled that situation.
No, it was terrible. It was a cop-out to me. I feel like that was just a weak way and an easy way to say, I don't really want you, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Now you added another notch to this girl's belt. And for what? And that's another reason. This is another reason why, ladies, you need to stop sleeping with people just to pass time.
Notch.
That's what it is.
Hey, listen. Hey, it's only another notch if you didn't. Yeah, I mean.
What?
If I did what I needed to do, we both benefited. This ain't a notch. A notch is something you have to just power through. It just happened, and but because
Nah.
I'm getting sick. I'm getting sick of ladies. No offense. Try to say this in a.
Go ahead.
If you climaxed, we even. You ain't give me shit. I gave you shit. We both gave to each other. You ain't lose out. If you climax, I climax. We even. You can't be like, I gave you coochie. I gave you. We gave each other. Like we gave each other. Like you gave me something at the same time I gave you something. We are even. Don't be up here trying to use that as like I should feel special. You should too. You usually don't do this. Well, I usually don't do that. So we both is here.
Ain't no way. You ain't no.
We both.
Just because you do your hands like this does not mean that's the truth.
We both.
No, because it's more valuable for a woman than it is a man.
Okay, can I ask
you? You don't feel like sex is more valuable for a woman than it is a man?
Okay.
Okay.
I concede that sometimes.
Okay.
You don't think a woman is harder to please than a man?
I know she is.
So the fact that I gave you one is more special.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
Thank
no,
you.
it's not.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
it's
you.
not.
Thank
no,
you.
no, no.
She be capping.
No, it's not.
Yes.
You are more special. Maybe that experience was more special. Even more so, it's more valuable.
I'm rarer.
There are many women who do not climax.
I am rarer in this situation.
You know what? I think that we live in a world where a lot of women fake things.
I don't know.
And I think that ultimately, you want to know how to know if a woman is faking it or not?
How?
Please enlighten me. Us.
Her body. You know, the things that happen when it happens.
Oh.
You should know.
I don't know, Sarah.
Hey, can I? I'm gonna be. Let me.
Go ahead.
Be sensitive to your audience. But a brother presence strong, and I done got to that. I done got to that point in my life where we gonna talk through and verify. Now, hopefully, you the type of woman that can give instructions. But I'm at the front desk with my apple and everything ready. Teach me. Teach me.
That's a beautiful thing.
And I'm not gonna give all my secrets because I wanted to be a surprise. Because maybe somebody in your audience know I'm in Atlanta now. They gonna slide up my DMs. Hopefully they look good. And got some shit. Now before we go forward.
Go ahead.
You gotta have some shit going on for yourself though.
So you wouldn't date a woman that makes $40,000 a year?
You gotta have some shit going on.
Could you date a woman that makes $40,000 a year?
That don't mean you ain't got. Yeah. If you got some shit going on.
Could you date a woman that works at McDonald's? That's what they say. Men will date a woman that works at McDonald's. Could you?
Nah. I need you to have some shit to lose.
Oh.
But before we go there, hold that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, while I do understand that some women fake it, when you meet that guy you didn't have to fake for, that's part of that duditude. Yes. And so what I'm saying is, when we talking about you gave me, I let you hear. I did. If I was able to be one of those dudes that did it for you, we even.
But you know,
even.
I feel like if you're talking to women that try to use their body, like I gave you sex, you should buy me this bag. I gave you sex, you should get my nails done. Those women have free reign.
Hold on.
Do what you gotta do.
I am an advocate. Hear me out. Hear me out. You gotta hear me out. First of all, for purposes, I am not advocating for any illegal activities.
Period.
Period. Any illegal activities. But I do feel like dudes should put up a nut deposit. Hear me out. Hear me out. No, whoa.
Oh my God.
Before you let a man hit, he has to put a cum collateral on the desk. Yes, like I put $500 here. It's a cum collateral, and which means if you don't nut during this experience, you get to have the cum collateral.
That's crazy.
That way, your time is not wasted. Think about how many nuts would be given if men were actually motivated to give them. Because said, this is my rent money. I cannot lose this.
Right.
I cannot lose this come collateral. So I have to now. We are in there. We are locked in during this experience.
I am bewildered, but I like the mindset of like you just got to think about us more.
Well,
not me. I'm good, but I mean, for the women that this doesn't happen for,
I imagine a lot of your listeners are gonna be like, I don't think a come collateral is a bad idea.
Because that means that they're being thought of.
That's not a bad idea.
You know what it is? That's because most men think that it's foreplay, intercourse, pound, done. But there's so many different ways to please a woman.
There's no consequences for them not to do that.
It's true.
Like, because think about it. Let's say if you think about maybe some of your not so great experiences, and then you went to the bathroom afterwards, like, golly, I just had to add this body, blah, blah, blah. Just imagine if the next thought is, well, I got $500 though. You don't feel like your time was wasted.
No,
right?
I would feel like a prostitute.
No.
I would feel like a working woman.
No. Prostitutes get paid regardless if they come or not. You're only getting paid because you didn't nut. That's not prostitution. That is actively not wasting your time. You're actively not getting your time wasted. Where's the camera? Is this one on me?
Yes.
You are actively not getting your time wasted.
Ace.
He has a point. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's giving prostitution.
You also have a point, but they get paid either way.
Right, prostitutes get paid.
So, are you sending girls to get their nails done before your first date? Are you sending them to get their hair done? When you ask somebody on a date, are you like, here's $500?
I send them to get that yoni steam.
I bet.
No, you don't.
Yoni steam.
No, you don't.
Did you know that you're supposed to wait 24 hours after a wax
to have sex?
Yeah.
I think every woman knows that.
I never had nobody say no dumbass shit to me about that. I ain't never had that.
Because your pores are open. And then if you get sweat, you could get an infection.
I ain't never had a woman say that to me.
Get laser. But even if you do laser, it's all 24 hours.
So you have to prep for a day.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah. But also oh my God.
So that so that's what I'm saying. Come collateral. You had the Brazilian, had your legs all up like this, got the whole thing, right? Then you had to shave your legs. You had to get your nails done. You had to do your little treatments. You had to use your oils, the creams.
Are you sending the money?
Come collateral. So you're talking. See, it's the same thing. Same thing. It's just given at two different times. Come collateral.
There's no way. No way for me.
At least you like, well, shit, at least I got my nails done and there's food in my belly and shit.
That is crazy. Who would feel like that?
I mean, there are women, my bad. This is going to be one of y'all raunchy episodes. Y'all got to take the cussing out. There are women that on an empty stomach.
What does that mean?
That means that man didn't even feed her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But what does he do for her?
He didn't even feed her.
He didn't even feed her.
She just wanted to have sex? She wants to feel like she's in a situationship?
No, just...
She's in a situationship.
I'm saying... I'm literally saying that woman left with an empty stomach and a nut not had. It's just, we need come collaterals.
Damn.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say.
I can't. I can't. You know what it is? I think that I've like being frivolous. I've never been I've never been frivolous with my body. And I think because I have an emotional connection to each person that I've chosen, it's like we gonna have a good time.
I agree.
But if it's frivolous, I feel like that. Ladies, stop being frivolous with your body. That's my response. No, I don't think there should be a come collateral because you should not be frivolous with your body. You should abstain until you're in something real, committed, exclusive.
I agree.
I think that it's a waste. It's a waste of a notch on your belt. Look how David did Lauren. If you are out here in Love is Blind, if you are out here sleeping with people, you don't know who that man is connected to. Also, when you have sex with one person, you're cutting yourself off from that entire circle.
Hey, I agree.
And
No, it's not an and. No, it's not even a but. That is not reality.
it
though.
is reality.
Hear me out. Just come here. I've learned it's not just men that want to have sex.
Of course not.
Right. It's not just men that want their nuts. It's not just men that want to be held. And what I'm saying is, there are too many women that actively want their back blown out for there to be a large exodus of these women saying, I'm just going to wait for marriage. It's just too
I'm not
many.
saying wait till marriage.
To
I'm
something
saying stop
serious.
being frivolous.
So what I'm saying is, what happens when? Okay, you're waiting for your Mr. Right.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm gonna just get my back blown out just one time.
For what?
For what?
For what? Because why?
Because it's just a thing.
Figure your own body out.
You can't
do a leg thing, get a toy, freaking
Sarah, you cannot blow your own back out.
No, facts.
All right, then.
But all the better when I have my husband. All the better when I have my man. He could blow my back out when he's mine. But I'm not out here accepting the community D. I'm just not. I'm not interested.
Yes.
People want to be, and that's the problem. I think too many people have normalized saying that it's realistic to sleep around. That shouldn't be the norm. It's become the norm because we pacified it as the norm, but it's not the norm.
What you mean it's not the norm?
The norm is to be rigid, to be strict, to be tight with your body. It's not natural for us as women to be out here sleeping with men like it's a sport, how men sleep with women. It's not normal. That's not normal. It's not safe. It's not natural.
I agree with normal. I don't like the word normal.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that there is a societal difference between what's acceptable for most men and what's acceptable for most women.
Yes.
I just don't believe that in human history, women have not been getting their black bone out. And what I mean by that is, I believe the act of sex is probably the most normal thing that we do. And you have to actively opt out of it. You have to fight the urge. You have to fight the temptation.
I agree.
And I just believe
that
most people are not going to do that.
I think, and that is the downfall.
Is it?
Yes. That's where children come in when you don't even like or know this person. That's where diseases come in and you aren't thinking about it. That's where, and then you spreading diseases to everybody else. That's when there's so many different areas that's
a good point.
Like for what? That's what I'm saying. I don't even understand frivolous sex. I don't get it.
Can you imagine getting pregnant
by a loser?
No. That's not even the worst. That's not even the worst part.
Oh,
imagine getting pregnant during a session you didn't even nut. Like, can you imagine walking to get something next day to you didn't even nut and you had to pay for it yourself. Like, this is what I'm saying. Everything you say is now worse because you didn't nut. it's just like now worse. Now I will, to your point, to get serious, I do believe that better discipline there can get better results.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree with that. My fault wasn't in that. My fault is if you decide to do it though, and this goes back to the delusional part. You have to go into that being realistic of how you entered into that sexual relationship with that man who you don't have these commitments to. It's how you're going to leave afterwards. It doesn't necessarily, especially for modern men, it does not change how they view you. It is not like, oh, we had sex and now I view you more deeply or more intimately connected. And if you are going into that believing that is what's going to happen, then now
delusion.
Now, with that being said, I've heard women that say, sex to me isn't a benefit. So if it is a friends with benefits relationship, the sex part isn't the benefit. It's okay, you get sex and then I get, let's say it's trips,
movie nights, trips,
and
snuggles.
And I'm saying, I'm not that guy.
You're not the friends with benefits guy?
No,
You're not the committal guy?
no. I'm saying we not go. If I'm giving you gifts, you give me gifts too. If I'm planning trips for you, you plan some trips for me too.
Okay.
But you not gonna
But
skip
that's
out.
boyfriend girlfriend. That's not situationship.
No. Hear me out. You're not gonna be the woman that's gonna say, "Well, because we having sex, buy me this purse." No, no, ma'am. Now, I might be motivated to do it based off of the performance.
Oh my God.
Because I don't. You want to hear the story about how I bought my first Birkin? Birkin?
Oh, you bought someone a Birkin?
Yes.
Oh my God, tell me.
Oh my God, it was
I'm
amazing.
so impressed. 20,000.
Oh,
Or
it was
what?
amazing.
Was it a 15,000, 20,000?
Something around there.
Okay.
It was amazing.
Okay. The
was great.
performance or the purse?
Oh, you talking about the purse? We still on this purse. I don't even want to get started about it. Like certain things. No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
But no, I do agree that people should take their time, and I do think that waiting is better. And I don't think situationships get you closer to.
No.
But I want to give a space for people who have gotten into this situation, because oftentimes people think that, you know, something is like really messed up or your discernment was really off, and there's some truth to that, but it's so easy for us to do it because it takes a lot of work sometimes to stop a natural attraction to somebody, especially someone you don't need to be a relationship to.
I don't think I've ever had like natural attraction.
I
think I'm weird.
Yeah.
I might be. I think that like I can look at someone and be like, wow, they're attractive, they're good looking, but I'm attracted to them. No, I gotta have a conversation. A few of them actually.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean natural attraction, meaning like the whole kit and caboodles. Like there are men and women. There are women that I may have not thought would go past just a hello, goodbye, a first date, but the vibe was so crazy. And then you look up and like, how the fuck we get here? Like, we living together now. How the fuck did this happen?
Damn.
But that story is not uncommon. I think that's how most relationships are starting nowadays, by an accident. Let me tell you why. How many people will say, I'm not ready for a relationship, or I wasn't looking for a relationship, and then he just showed up? Because it wasn't intentional.
I think it's a difference between a person saying, I'm not ready for a relationship, or I don't want a relationship, or just I'm not out here looking for a relationship, but if it happens, it happens. Like I'm not closed off to it. Because why would you close off to a relationship? That's weird.
Same difference. That's even worse. What you said is even worse, and that's how people get fooled.
What do you mean?
Because you're not closed off to it. Now when you're going awry, right, and you're just going about your normal day, because you're not closed off to it, you're open to it, right? But you're not open in an intentional way to where you're actively looking. When you're actively looking, now you're in date mode. Your antennas are up. You're actively searching for red flags and this, that, and the other. But when you're just open to it, that's how people can creep on in. Because it can start as evaluating him enough to give him a conversation, evaluating him enough just to go on a little date, but not necessarily evaluating him in a way that if you were actually intentional. So that's why I said most people accidentally might be the wrong word. Most people unintentionally get in relationships because they wasn't intentionally looking for them to begin with.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's fair.
And most people wait until they feel something for a person
Also
before they
commit
or even have sex.
I don't think in this day and age. I think people just out here. Oh, I felt something for you. I just met you.
Well,
I felt something for you.
I'm gonna put it like this. Well, let me correct women. I believe most women. It just so happened with the amount of touch and interactions that we're doing, it's easier to feel something for somebody sooner than it used to be. You see them on Instagram, you're DMing them, you're talking all wee hours of the day, you're texting them while you at work. So now you squeezed, 3 months of dating into 3 weeks.
Absolutely.
Yep. And then
that's a very real thing.
So yeah. So we got about 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I could do that, Sarah.
You don't think you could? I think you could do anything you want. You just choose not to.
I don't think I would want to.
Well, that's fine. That's honest.
3-4 weeks. I can do 3-4 weeks.
Okay.
Now the question is, during 3-4 weeks, is there an expectation that, I think you said it, there's not an expectation that for 3-4 weeks I'm not chilling. Like, because at that point, I really don't even know you like
until
that.
we're exclusive, I think you do you. But if you want to be exclusive, for me, if you want to be exclusive with me, that means you better have, even before you start talking about being in a relationship, number one, we're not sleeping together. Number two, start weeding out the people that you're dealing with. And once you've cleared that air and you are intentional about letting me know your desire, then okay.
I got one more thing.
Uh-huh.
I heard it in your a previous interview you did.
Oh, come on.
Lastly, somebody was talking about marriage, and I don't want the paperwork of marriage.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about that?
How do I feel about the paperwork of marriage? I don't know how I feel about it. One, I think that there's a difference between actually being married as husband and wife and the marriage certificate, because that was created in the early 1900s to stop Black men from marrying white women. So I understand, it's a way of monitoring how people move and shake and the government getting into your wedding. Now, that being said, do I desire? Probably, I don't know anything different. So my mind, because I only know marriage in that, at that capacity, that is my desire. Now, am I open to having a conversation about, like, what does that look like? Hey, look, we could do it. We could do a prenup. We could still do a different type of contract where we are protected in the time that we're investing with one another if things do go awry. But ultimately, I think that you have to be smart. I think marriage is a business.
This whole idea about the marital paperwork being the barrier to marriage. Like, yeah, I guess you can say we don't need the paperwork. We could be married in our hearts. Okay. But it's just selective, right? Because nothing else in life would we put so much investment on without some type of paper to validate our commitment to it, our ownership of it, or our agreed partnership. House. I want my deed. You know what I'm saying? Card. It's things that, the degree from the school. Like, these are things that shows this actual commitment. So I think it's tricky when you get into the subject of saying, oh, marriage is, I just don't want the paperwork, if that's not how you live the rest of your life. Do you live the rest of your life without paperwork? And if not, I can see why someone would be questioning of that. Like, why is it only different when it comes to marriage, but when it comes to real estate, you got all the paperwork. When it comes to a business deal, you got all the paperwork. But when it comes to marriage, we don't want no paperwork. So if you are a person that just anti-paperwork, because let me tell you something, the government has the paperwork, the deed to your house, they need proof down there too.
Period.
Your driver's license, the government. So, like, it's kind of selective. It's selective.
Though, that made me think about, like, if you get your degree, if you get any kind of certificate, it implies that you're completed. So I think my question would be, I don't know, do you renew the certificate? Okay. Like getting married, you completed boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancé, I guess you would say, married certificate. We completed it. We made it to this thing. There should be like a certificate inside of marriage.
Okay, before we get to that though, I want to say this. I would just say more men and women just have to say, I don't want to get married.
I agree.
Because sometimes that is the real answer. And when you try to circumvent that, you know what I'm saying, it breaks down and then it confuses somebody even more. Just say, like, I'm gonna get to your question. Neo, he been going viral right now because he's like, I want. Yo, cool. Just say it. Like, I'm gonna just say it because there are people that want that type of lifestyle, or there are women that don't want to be married. So, like, and it gets messy. Now, I think it gets messier without the marriage sometimes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
because you're not protected. That's why I'm saying there's got to be some kind of contractual something.
But as far as renewals, I do agree that there is some benefit to renewals. Yeah. There's some benefit to that. And I actually think, you ain't gonna like, but I actually think the lifetime of love thing to me is unrealistic for most people. I think it's unrealistic. I think people desire monogamy, but I don't think they desire lifelong continuous monogamy with the same person.
I mean, that could be definitely tough. And also,
Like I can not want to have multiple partners at the same time.
Right.
I desire monogamy. I'm a monogamous individual. But if most people actually wanted monogamy, lifelong term, what we have had so many different relationships, because the point of monogamy is saying we gonna work through this no matter what.
Period.
But most people don't want to do that.
I think because most people are weak, which I don't think is a bad thing. I just think it's like, if you don't want to do the work, you don't want to do the work. You want to throw in the towel, you want to throw in the towel. And that's okay.
Like, I just got out of a long-term relationship, and I had thought to myself, like, I was sad about it, but then I was like, damn, well, I did get about, I got about, you get 7 years out of that thing. You like, that's
Why
about.
didn't you get married in 7 years?
I'm glad I didn't.
But why didn't you?
That would have been a mistake.
That's wild. 7 years is long. You didn't know in year 2?
And you can be with somebody for 7 years and really not know who they truly are.
How?
Yeah.
Did y'all live together?
Yeah.
How do you not know?
Well, I found, everybody, people can be one way during storms.
Yeah.
One way when storms are not present. You can be in a relationship where storms was not present the majority of the time. And once they arrive, you can find out that it's good, bad, or indifferent. This person is not the person I want to continue to do life with.
Okay. That's fair. It's honest.
And so when you say, why didn't you get married? I think there was a desire for me to see a person in multiple different seasons.
I hate when people say that. I honestly feel like a lot of the time, if the foundation of the person, because this is what I believe. I believe that if you're willing to fight the fight against the problem and not each other, I believe if you're willing to have the hard conversations with compassion, respect, and love, and if you respect that person, everything is figure outable. Now, life is going to life regardless. Evolution and change in each other and ourselves is going to happen regardless. But if you're committed to having the hard conversations with love, respect, and appreciation and compassion, if you're committed to, understanding that we're fighting the problem and not each other, then whether I know that in 6 months or whether I know that in 6 years, what am I waiting for?
I'm gonna try to say this. There are things that I would never understand from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
Because I do not date men.
Right.
And I'm gonna say this from a male perspective.
Okay.
You probably don't date women.
I don't.
Okay. So with that being said,
yeah,
I think there's a lot of men that's going to relate to what I'm saying. Is a lot of men are just opting out. A lot of men, it's not saying that I don't believe that I couldn't show up for you the rest of my life. It's just I don't believe you will show up for me the rest of my life.
That's sad.
But it's the truth. Men, it's the truth that a lot of men feel that way. And this is why there's an increased hesitancy on marriage. I can perform in a similar way and your satisfaction could go down and that can be enough to leave. And so a lot of men is like, well, why? And that's why I said when you get 7 years out of it, you're like, oh, that's good. And then most times it is not the men that are choosing to leave.
No, it's the women.
And so that incentive to be like, okay, let's get married. That's why I said, I think that people can be monogamous, but there is a question that needs to be opened about whether you are the type of person that wants lifelong monogamy.
That part.
Or, and this goes to your renewal question, or is we're going to commit to this shorter period of time and then figure it out after that.
They do it in the NBA.
I know, right?
They do contracts. So we had somebody on the pod that said, just like in an NBA contract, every 1 to 2 years or 5 years, you look at renewing the contract. Is this working? What's not working? Do you need to go to a different team? Do you need to work harder? Are we going to pay you more? Are we going to pay you less? Like all of these things happen. And I think that if people looked at their relationship like it renews, they would try harder. I think people just aren't intentional with showing love to their person. They get comfortable. And then what used to be super cute, sitting on the couch, rubbing each other's legs, kissing in the commercials, turns into we're sitting here watching the TV, and I don't even notice if you're there or not. We're both on our phones.
I agree. Yeah. I have nothing else to say. Because I think it has to be a long enough commitment to where, okay, we can meaningfully decide to do things because we're committing to 7 years or 10 years, and it should be you gotta commit to that. You gotta see that through. And then with that being said, like after that, if you decide to renew it, cool. If you don't, and then it changes the expectations. But religion, faith, and all these things are so interwoven into our thought processes. Like there are people that are not practicing anything. And for them, I can understand why they say, well, marriage, why do it? It's not connected to God or nothing like that. So why even do it? So there's you good.
Yeah.
There's so many different things. So long story short, whatever you are, just say what you are. Whatever you want to do. If you don't want marriage, say you don't want marriage.
Right.
If you want multiple girlfriends, say you want multiple.
Yep.
If you want multiple, if you want brother husband, say it. If you don't want, just say what you want.
Period.
And then if you do that, then there are people, because there's somebody for everybody.
I agree. Somebody that wants the same freaky stuff you want.
And so where I'm at, I'm going to tell you what I'm looking for, okay?
Okay.
When I say I ain't looking for something serious, I don't really mean that, okay? I want you to be serious about what the we actually doing, okay? And that's being on the same page. So, I don't want to play no games, but that doesn't mean that it has to necessarily be a commitment or it has to necessarily be something you got to sacrifice for or me sacrifice for. I want to be grown about it. I want to be responsible about it. Hey, yo, if we just messing with each other, we just messing with each other. Doesn't mean it got to be more than that, but I want you to take that serious. You know what I'm saying? Like in those moments, I want to show up for you exactly what we agreed upon. And the reason is because I think it would be super unfair for me to enter into something super serious and pretend I'm ready for a commitment right now. Like I'm self-aware about. But I got about a good day a week. I got a good day a week.
Sundays. You
That's it. I got a good
That's
day or
very
two.
honest.
Like if you lay up with somebody for 3 days, every now and again, that's not bad. If we're gonna take a vacation real quick, cool. I'm serious about that. I do want connection, but I have to be honest about myself and say that I think a committed relationship for me is a little ways off right now.
No, that's fair. That's honest. And there are people that will choose that. Now, I don't get it, but there are people that will choose it.
Well, for the right dude, you would too.
Nah.
All right. Everybody say that.
Nah.
All right, there we go. Everybody say that.
I'm not doing that.
All right, you've done it before.
I'm the queen of no.
But you've said yes before. And that dude was that dude. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Nah.
All right.
Final question, because we have gone way over on time. We here at The Givers, at It's Giving, we are avid believers in growth and evolution, and we believe one of the ways to grow is through reading. What book has changed your life and why?
I really want to say something deep. I really do. I really want to say something deep. But Cat in the Hat. See, y'all missing the point. You opened up your minds. Huh?
Cat in the Hat, that's Dr. Seuss.
No, which Cat in the Hat book?
No, it's Cat in the Hat.
It's the regular one.
The regular Cat in the Hat book.
Yeah.
Why can't mine be Cat in the Hat? I'm going to tell you why. Let me tell you. I have a special relationship with that book.
Like Green Eggs and Ham style?
When I just remember sitting Indian style. Oh, we can't say that. That's you can't say that no more, can you?
It's said. We ain't bleeping it out either. It's okay. Back to you.
No, we
Go
can't
ahead.
say that.
Oh,
Okay.
it's okay.
The style that used to be that.
Crisscross applesauce.
Okay, crisscross. Okay, my bad. Sorry. I don't know if you can or not. But I remember sitting that way and just watching my mom read that book. And then the feeling I would get when she would turn it around and see the picture. And we need to bring picture books back. We need to bring pop-up books back. No, I'm just playing. Okay, I'm just playing. Okay, the real answer is Jab Jab. I think it's Jab 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 Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, okay.
Gary V.
Yep, I like Gary
I
V.
was a super like I still do marketing advertisement Obviously I do it for tonight's conversation, and before I did it for tonight's conversation, I would do it with other brands and influencers. But the idea of not going sale first was not necessarily a common thought when he wrote that book. Traditional marketing was, I need to convert right away. And so what I took from that book was jabs. I'm going to give you value. And then I'm going to sell you later. Oftentimes the story is when I started doing ace metaphor stuff and whatever, I remember talking to people in my life, and when I was a nurse at the time, and I had some business oriented family members, and they didn't understand why I was investing so much time in it. Obviously now but we go back to 2015, people weren't making a living off of social media in 2015. It just wasn't a thing. And I remember saying to this family member, because he's like, why would you do this? You blah, blah, blah. You spending money just so you can be popular. And it was like something that they didn't understand. And so when that book came out, it was just like confirmation of, you don't necessarily need to know exactly how you're going to quote unquote monetize your brand.
Sure.
But when the time is right and you've got this customer trust and you drop something, that's the hook. And so that's kind of how I do my brands now. Like, for example, you'll see tonight's conversation clips. People don't even really need to pay for the app, but you don't even really need to, because to be honest, the best of I'm going to post as a clip. So you can get fed off just scrolling through our Instagram. So you never really have to spend the $70 to come to a show. You can just get the best of what happens there. And so that's the jabs. But a lot of people be like, they didn't see that at first. And so they would hide and put everything behind a paywall. Like, no. And so that is what I would say was the most meaningful book that I've read. And which is interesting because he or somebody from his team, but I think it was him because it makes me feel better, was messaging me one day like, yo, bro, like I love the concept, but I'm going to send you a shirt, blah, blah, blah. And even if that wasn't him, I remember that made me buy his next book that I didn't read. No offense, because I didn't read it. I bought it though.
Yeah.
Like I buy books. So that was the one that really did it. And then if I had one more, it's a book by Just Mike the Poet that's on my panel. And I believe it was called Dear Woman. I think that's what the book is called. Now, it wasn't influential as like I read it, but it inspired me on this path of treating my poetry as more than just me structuring a poem. He toured off this book. And when I went to one of his shows, I was just amazed as to how he was able to get so many people in a random city he didn't live in. Because at the time I lived in Dayton, Ohio, I was promoting poetry, but I would get a lot of people to come to our shows, but I couldn't just go to a random city and get people. And I was like, well, how's he doing it? And I went to his page and I saw that he was like Instagram famous at the time, and that he was posting his poems online. He took his online presence seriously. And then he had books attached to the poems and stuff. So that was the first time I seen somebody monetizing a product. So long story short, those two books I would say.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Now I'm a documentary guy, so I don't really read for pleasure.
Okay.
Like I read for purpose. So that's why Jab Jab Hook Hook was.
I like that. Yeah. Expert Secrets is what you made me think of with Russell. I read a book like that. I was like, dang, this is really good. Thank you so much for coming today and sharing you and just being honest and transparent and funny and entertaining and all the things that are you. You absolutely killed it today. So thank you for coming. And for those of you that are at home listening, if you guys have not yet, please hit that button below. Hit so that you can get subscribed. Hit that little bell so you get a notification with each new piece of content. Go on ahead and send this to your friends because you never know which part of this conversation can really touch and transform somebody's life. And if no one has told you today, you are freaking phenomenal. Bomb.com. Nothing can stop you but you. But you got to do something about it. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.
Appreciate it.